Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to make a video that I've wanted to make for a long time, but I just haven't. I've described what to do, but I've never actually shown what to do. So if I scroll down here on my engineering, you can see that I have no devices whatsoever. Discombobulator Ray, I do believe, is classified as a device, so obviously I do not have Discombobulator Ray. This video is about showing you how to go get Discombobulator Ray. Basically, you have to do the Gnomer punch card quest line. So you can stay out here. You can kill a bunch of these gnomes out here. It's really the gnomes inside here. They're like level, I want to say 22s, normal mobs or something like that. These gnomes have a chance of dropping like the alpha security card. Or if you're Alliance and sometimes Horde, you can just go on the auction house, and it's these gnomes right here that have a chance of dropping the security card. You can just go on the auction house and buy yourself a Delta security card. I think a Delta is like the final form security card. I could be wrong about that. We'll be finding that out here soon enough. Not that big of a deal. But just follow the punch card quest line. And the very final punch card will give you Discombobulator Ray. Man, I got movement speed on my boots? Yeah, okay. We'll give you the Discombobulator Ray schematic, basically. But basically, you can go at all these terminals, and every time you punch in your security card, if you're engineering of a certain level, it'll give you a schematic. I can't remember if there's one or two punch cards outside. Theoretically, I could look it up. Obviously, a druid, not level 30. What the hell? Maybe he's doing the punch cards as well. Very interesting. Oh, he's part of a group. How interesting. So yeah, here's punch card terminal A. So if we activate punch card terminal A, it might give us a schematic here. Boo 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 boo. Okay, cool. Actually, that might not be the right punch card. Actually, I feel like this isn't. So where is the first correct punch card? How interesting. Yeah, I think that's a different quest thing. That's another punch card terminal A. I'll pause the video until I find the damn thing, basically. Alright, so I've decided that that is, in fact, the correct punch card. Just not activating because I don't think the first punch card terminal gives you any schematics. And it's not doing anything because I already have the Delta card. What are we doing here? We are fine. Okay. Here, have a buff. Right, so next thing you gotta do is you gotta enter Gnomer. You can go through the back door. I don't have the key, but you can go through the back door and it'll be much faster. We're just going to enter Gnomer. We're going to make our way to the safe area, which is where I believe the next punch card is. I am level 60, so I should be able to just ninja my way through here, no problemo. I'm going to jump down the gear, as you do, and make our way to the safe room. I think a safe room's over there. What the hell was that? Oh, right. Raid setup. Rank 1 FOL. How about no? Thank you. Alright, so the next punch card, if I recall correctly, is in the safe room. Or the clean room. I might call it the safe room or clean room. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so there's one of the punch cards, I do believe. Right? Yeah, okay. So here's the second punch card. May or may not get a schematic out of this. There's a bunch of punch cards all over the place. This is probably another B as well. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, cool. But the safe room should be right up here. Just going to show that really fast. Alright, cool. So we have the safe room. Can't remember if there's another punch card in the safe room or not. Don't think there is. I just remember there's one like right by it. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video and we're going to flash forward a bit. The next punch card, if I recall correctly, and possibly the final punch card, is by Electrocutioner. I vaguely remember there's like one above the elevator and one below the elevator, but that's where we're going to get our Discombobulator Ray, is roundabout there. So I'm going to pause the video and we're going to flash forward over there. Okay, we should be getting close. I kind of want to show what I'm doing, so I went back into the room I jumped down in, and I just walked through. Basically here, we're going to show up over here. Electrocutioner, I do believe, is up there. Or if you played SOD, it's like I forget what the hell it's called. But there should be a punch card, like, on the way up to him, if I recall correctly. We'll just wiggle our way over there. Not that big of a deal. Do. All the way over there. Okay. And then if I recall correctly, there's also one down. Yeah, there's one down and one up, if I recall correctly. Love doing this at level 60. Okay. Punch card, punch card, punch card. Where are you? Is it over there? Not up. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Punch card C is right here. Curious to see if I have to beat Electrocutioner's ass or not for this. Guess we'll find out. He's definitely gonna aggro. Is he not gonna aggro? All right, fine, whatever. You should give me at least one schematic. Really? No schematic? All right, cool. So if I recall correctly, the final punch card is down here. I vaguely remember it might not be down there, and it might be through this door. Like one of these two doors. Let me see if I can find it. So is that where I came in? No, that's where I came in. So if you use the side entrance, you're going to pop out like right here. The final punch card might be in there, I can't remember, or it might be downstairs. So I'm going to try downstairs, and we'll see what the hell happens. Actually, screw that. I can just stay up here and walk around and see if I can't see it. Huh. Final punch card, where are you? Yeah, I do believe it is downstairs. Yep, just going to drop down. Not that big of a deal. Boom. Okay. Where is the final punch card? Is it in the final boss room? I don't think so. I might have to look it up. Huh. Yeah, I might have to look up where the final punch card is. Come on. Come on, memory banks. Not in here, huh? Interesting. How annoying. Alright, well, I'm going to look it up really fast, even for myself. So I'll pause video. Punch. Yeah, punch card quest. Pull that up really quick. Okay, cool. Yeah, if I press P, it unpauses the thing. Data rescue quest, okay. Oh my god, why? This is old as dirt. I love it. Okay, this is D. Okay, interesting. Now where are we going? You're going down. Should be in the engineering labs. Alright. Okay. Yeah. So it is the side entrance thing that I was talking about before. Alright, so we gotta make our way back up. Adorable. Okay, so it was the side entrance that we talked about. If I press M, I guess it's not gonna do anything. Alright, so we gotta get the hell out of here. There should be an elevator. Or am I crazy? No elevator for me? Really? Well, that sucks. Try not. I need to try to remember how the hell to get out of here. Well, that's full of dwarves. Definitely don't want to go that way. We'll try to go up this way. Okay. Alright, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to go find the labs, apparently. It is what it is. I can't remember when or how we stopped recording, but it says it's in the labs. So I made my way to the labs. When I jumped down there, I basically ran into this area. It's literally just right there. Hopefully I caught it in the recording. But this should give us the Discombobulator Ray schematic. Yep, use engineering to access hidden schematics. This will only pop up if you have, I do believe it's like 175 engineering or something like that. So we're going to do that. Access Discombobulator Ray, bada bing, bada boom, and goodbye. So literally all I did was I went to the damn auction house and I purchased a Delta security card off the auction house for like 17 silver or whatever the hell it was. And then you just run in here to the labs and you click this. As long as you have high enough engineering, it is going to give you Discombobulator Ray. And if we scroll down, you can see I now have a devices active, and the thing I have in there is the good old Discombobulator Ray. The only other way to get Discombobulator Ray is to, we'll log out here really fast, is to farm the final boss in Gnomer. It's like a 1% drop chance. It's fucking terrifying. But yeah, you can just do the punch card quest and pick up Discombobulator Ray on any of your characters. We'll get out of here really fast. I'm going to leave nothing to the imagination whatsoever. This is how the Alliance does it. If you're Horde, you're going to have to do it via possibly going to all the terminals in order. Luckily, we showed all the terminals in order. We did the A1 outside. We did the B1 near the cleaning room. We did AB. We did the C1 around Electrocutioner, like literally at Electrocutioner. And then we went to labs and got the D. But the other way, of course, you just come here to the auction house and you type in the word card. And you just buy yourself a damn Delta security card. And I can literally just sell my Delta security card back up onto the auction house. Make your way to the labs inside of Gnomer, and it will give you access to the hidden schematics. So anyways, I'm going to end the video here, and Deus Vult, if you want to know what the hell is good about these stupid security cards, holy crud, man, I might have to wait here a while. Because I'm not getting out of Gnomer easily, that's for sure. Just wait for my Hearthstone, apparently. What is good about a Discombobulator Ray? Well, if I go back to the auction house again, you'll see that they're sold quite expensively on the auction house. They're sold for like 1 gold a charge, which is incredibly overpriced. Usually there's like a bot or something that likes to monopolize Discombobulator Rays. Discombob. Make sure we're still recording. Wow. Okay, so they dropped in prices dramatically. Interesting. There's one guy selling them cheaper. Yeah, looks like, yeah, okay, cool. But the Discombobulator Rays are, how do I put this? Let's talk about this really fast. So it says, transform the target into a leper gnome, reducing melee and spell damage by 40, and its movement rate by 20% for 12 seconds. 20% for 12 seconds is not a random number. That is virtually the exact amount of distance that you can cover or will gain on a target while they are grenade stunned. If I pull up a calculator here really fast, your character moves at 8 yards a second base. If you have the movement speed enhancements, that'll increase that by 8%. Yeah, so it's 8.64. So if you have movement speed on boots, you will move 8.64 yards per second, okay? If I stun the enemy with a grenade for 3 seconds, so I multiply this by 3, I will be able to close on cover a distance to the target by about 26 yards, give or take, right? Grenade range, I do believe, is like 40 yards or something. I think that's the maximum distance you can actually throw a grenade, but it has travel time in the air and blah, 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 blah. But just know that when you stun a target for 3 seconds with a grenade, if you don't have movement speed on boots, you can cover 24-yard distance. If you do have movement speed on boots, you can cover almost 26 yards. Now, this 20% movement speed slow for 12 seconds, I have to take this 8.64, reduce it by 12%, and then I've got to... pull up another calculator here so we can remember this. Boom. 8.64 minus 6.91? Yeah, sure. So all this means is that for the duration of that slow, I'm gaining 1.78 yards per second on the target. So I got to multiply that by 12, right? Multiply this by 12. You can see that we're gaining on the target by about, 21 yards per second. Oh, I thought they were closer than that. So for the purposes of closing distance, a grenade is slightly better. For the purposes of sticking on top of your target, the Discombobulator Ray is absolutely amazing. The number one use for Discombobulator Rays, there's 4 main uses for a Discombobulator Ray. I don't know if you noticed that, but... I was trying to say that those numbers were going to be equal. They weren't equal, so clearly I'm wrong, but it's live and learn. So So the first and number one use for Discombobulator Ray is that when you hit somebody with a Discombobulator Ray, it will dismount them. So it is the only engineering, it's the only item in the entire game, to my knowledge, other than, like, polymorphing people. Technically, this thing counts as a polymorph, where it can dismount people. So Discombobulator Ray's number one use is for dismounting people. The second use for Discombobulator Ray is to catch people and slow them down so you can sit on top of them for an extended period of time. Not only catch up to them, but sit on top of them for an extended period of time. Because it'll slow them by 20% for 12 seconds. The third use is that Discombobulator Raying someone will put them in combat. So if there's a rogue running away from you and you need to put them in combat, or you need to put someone in combat at range for whatever reason, Discombobulator Raying them will put them in combat. I can't remember if it'll put you in combat as well. But the fact that it'll put your target in combat is actually super, super nice and very, very useful. The Ray is a non-targeted ability, so if you haven't figured out how to throw your damn grenades yet, Discombobulator Ray is still amazing. It shares the same 1-minute cooldown as grenades, so basically your options are to either throw a grenade or to use a Discombobulator Ray charge. Discombobulator Ray has no skill behind it whatsoever. It literally just zaps the target. Typically, you'll want to use Discombobulator Ray on orcs, especially orc warriors, as opposed to throwing grenades at them. The reason for this is the grenade will do damage and it will stun the target, but if you're dealing with an orc, they're highly stun resistant, especially orc warriors. Orc warriors have something stupid like a 50% chance to resist stuns, especially if they're two-handed. Therefore, they are the Mortal Strike variant of a warrior. Discombobulator Ray, it's not a stun effect, so it basically just doesn't care. It just turns them into a leper gnome. The fourth and final use for Discombobulator Ray is that reducing enemy spell damage by 40 is not all that impressive, but reducing enemy melee damage by 40 for 12 seconds is kind of insane and broken as fuck, especially against rogues. Rogues do not appreciate having their dual-wielding basic auto attacks reduced by 40 damage each by Discombobulator Ray. Warriors also don't really appreciate it all that much, even though they're swinging a two-handed weapon. But it's just a really good tool for catching warriors, especially orc warriors that can otherwise resist your grenades. But the number one use for Discombobulator Ray, of course, is to dismount your target. Anyways, this video is already long as hell. I'm ending the video here, and day is full. Go get your Discombobulator Rays, pretty please.